Good day, my people. I say, may the blessings of this month, this new month, come upon you and your family. In the name of Chukwu Kabiama. Ise. Yes, I need to really come today to talk to you about the election that is coming in next year. It's not long time again, because all the processes have been kicked in motion, whether the election will hold or not. But I want our people to know that to choose the best option for them. And if you ask me, the best option for you is to boycott the election. Boycott it because you don't have a candidate. You might think that you have P2B, but you don't have him. P2B will never win. Think about what I'm telling you now, because if P2B will win, they could have allowed him to contest in the primaries in the PDP, then push him to Labour, so that a name of an Igbo man will be on the ballot. Because they know they cheated the Igbo people completely from Southeast. This is not the way it should be. They don't want us in that Nigeria anymore. All this pretense is just because they don't know how, and they don't know how it will affect them when they say go your way. Britain don't want that, and Britain knows, because Britain knows that if we go, Nigeria will fall completely. So they still want us to be around there. That is why. You have to know that. But they don't want us around the presidency. They don't want us to be in charge. Because if an Igbo man be in charge, there will be war in Nigeria. You have to know. That's the truth. Are you ready? You that is saying, oh, let's give a chance. If you don't vote now, then I know the feeling that, if we have voted, maybe it could have been us, Peter, we could have won, it's because we didn't vote. No. No matter how many of you voted, the vote from the north is what is going to count, not the vote from the southeast especially. You don't know that? Peter B will never have any support from the north, no matter what. And coming from, you see now how they are, talking about labor. There's no structure. Even if it's a good society, let me tell you, you can expect an upset. For real. But so I want you to listen to Ayo Adebanjo, what he's telling you. Let us not go there. All the things they talk about, look at Atiku. Look at what happened in their convention, in the primaries there, how they helped each other. But in the south, they want you to be fighting each other. Think about that. Do not die in their wars. Boycott the election. Boycott it. But if you want to try, go and try. In the end, you will see that it's just a waste of time. And if you try to come out to protest, they will kill you. If they don't even kill you the day of the election, because they will try everything to prevent you from voting. And if you manage to vote, they will wait for you, and they won't during the result. When the result is announced, you come out, I know you. They will just come out, mow you down. Remember NSAS, don't forget it. Remember NSAS. It's exactly what is trying to happen now. It's a revolution, they will call it. Because they don't want you, but still you want to come and show that you can take over the government. Who will let you? So why waste your time mobilizing people, wasting money and everything? Go and fight for your freedom. That's the only thing that can help you. If you fight and get it democratically, like IPOB is leading, Referendum is a democratic process. Boycott of the election is a democratic protest. It's civil disobedience. It's allowed in a democracy. So use your vote there. Save your vote for referendum. And boycotting the election is a referendum itself. The world will talk about it because there will be focus on Nigeria. Why are these people not voting? That's what they will ask. It's just a plea for those, because our people don't understand. They think that maybe IPOB is a problem. No. If there is no IPOB, because already they have killed the opposition. There's no opposition in Nigeria. It's like what is happening in China or something. They killed the opposition. There's no opposition. So they're doing what they want. That's why the leading party is doing whatever they want. They pass every bill in the Senate. Everything goes for them. Because there's no opposition. So who are the opposition? IPOB. Had it been if not for the IPOB, that Rugai could have passed. That waterways, it could have passed. All the bills could have been passing through like no man business. But IPOB managed to stop them. So you have to have respect for IPOB. And you have to respect whatever we are telling you. Because we know it will happen. We know it. And there's nothing you can do to change it. But if you doubt me, try. After the election, then we'll talk about it. You will come back to your senses and say, I should have listened. Maybe one of your friends or your relation have died on the process. Then you will regret. You regret forever. So if you have ears, listen now. If not, you do your worst. Because some of you don't listen when we're talking. We know what we're talking about. We have seen it all. Maybe you're a young guy, you're jumping up and down, you still, No, we've been there. If you don't know Nigeria, you would think something new will happen. No, it's the same thing. Instead, it will be getting worse. So if you want it to get better, do not think of election. That time comes, if we say sit at home, please do sit at home. We have strategy. And if you know where we have come, when we started, they were castigating IPOB. When you say IPOB, miscreants. Now they don't. They take us serious. It's because we have been consistent and very rugged. Doggedness and consistent. That's the key. And we are moving, even though they are trying to stop us by all means, but they cannot. And they know it. They can only delay our plans, but finally it will come to pass. Mark this date. Listen to Ayo Odobanjo. He's telling you something.
We are talking of marriage. The Igbos can be Nigeria president before the northern people can ever talk about it. When did they become to have lawyers? When did they become to have doctors? So don't let us go there. Because we want to be united, let us tolerate ourselves and let every region move at its own pace under a federal system. Whatever brings us together, we share equally.
You have repeatedly been insisting that power at the center should be zoned to the southeast in 2023.
Well, I have been consistent about that on a matter of principle. And as one of the founders of Nigeria nation, and what led to our country being together, I know the roots. This country, Nigeria, is made up of several ethnic nationalities, which Allah has said, we are just a geographical expression. We are not one country. We are a country with several nations, several cultural groups. We are multi-ethnic, multinational, multilingual, multicultural. We have different languages, several customs, several culture. And in a country like that, that was what Allah educated the leaders with when we went to the Constitutional Conference in 1954, before we came together. because there was trouble in Nigeria under the McPherson Constitution, which brought us together as a unity government. And when the motion for independence was moved by Senauro, and the northern region that led by Savannah said that they are not ready for self-government because they are not as enlightened as the rest of the country. Those are the people now who are now talking of merit. We talk about merit at that time. How many of them can be prime ministers? How many of them can be ministers? How many doctors have they at that time? How many lawyers have they? But Shifaulo assured them, okay, don't worry. You will develop at your own pace under a system known as federal system, where each ethnic group, each unit of the federation will develop at its own pace. And that was why, when colonial office now granted us self-government, we had a self-government by installments. The East and the West had self-government in 1957. The North said they were not ready. So we waited for them to have their self-government in 1959 before we could have our independence in 1960. So under a multinational, multi-ethnic, multilingual, multi-religious society like Nigeria, it is important we have this toleration, which we are now calling either federal character or zoning or whatever name, just to have everybody inclusive. That's why I'm saying those who are sincere, not the question of just talking by word of mouth, about Nigeria being one. You cannot exclude a unit like the Igbos from being the president. And when they are told, now you are now talking of marriage. Presidency is not a regional matter. Like some Yorubas are now saying that which we are going to contest.
Yes, I was going to come to that. There are contenders from the Southwest, people like Tinubu, Oshibanjo, Fayemi, and some people in the Southwest are saying, why will you be the person
Why?
clamoring for a Southeast president?
That's the only thing that can keep us together. If I'm going to be selfish, if I'm going to be parochial, I should support Oshibanjo. He's not only a Yoruba, he's an Ijebu like me. Well-educated, sound, fantastic. He's a professor. But that will not keep Nigeria together. That will not be in accordance with the agreement we have before we agree to come together under a federal system.
What about Tinubu?
When I say, is Tinubu not a Yoruba? Is he not from the Southwest? I'm saying, oh, I'm going to be parochial. I should support Yemi Oshibanjo. That is to show you how close is he to me, not to talk of the rest. I'm saying this is a matter of principle. It's not a matter of whether I like your face or not. It's either we want to stay together in Nigeria under an inclusive administration or not. That is why the Igbos are clamoring that they want to go Biafra, because they believe they have been excluded. They have been marginalized. And there are a lot of things that that people are doing, that the Southwest are saying that they have been marginalized. All the positions in the federal government is zoned to the north. Inspector General, Chief of Army, Chief of Air Force, Custom, all sorts. So we don't want to go that way. If we want to stay together in peace, we must, anything federal that joins us together must be equally distributed. That is why we put in the Constitution federal character and all that. That's the root of being firm.
If you look at it really, you see that some section of the country are saying that 2023 should be about competence. It should be about experience. It should be thrown open. What will you say to
my question, not that for now. They are just being selfish, being parochial. It's a gang up. It's a pretense of the Fulani, and it's unfortunate that the southern people don't appreciate it. They are throwing that one in to get us separated. You don't see how many candidates are coming from Southwest now. Even in the East, you can imagine the thing is so become so debased. Where even Akwa Ibom, two of their people are coming from there. Cross River, it was the Western region under Awolowo that created Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Rivers, and Bayelsa. In the First Republic, before we had independence, we fought for them to have their separate state. They were part of the Eastern region before. It is this question of equality, separation of ethnic groups that I will fought for them for the creation of one state. And when we got to the conference in 1954, the agitation and all the delegates of those areas were put in Western Nigeria delegation. When Azikwe and Saudana said there are no minorities in the Nigeria. So the BRICS, the Baitos, and the Taka, they are all in Western Nigeria delegation to show the British people that these are minorities. The Taka, they are not Fulani. The BRICS are not that, they are not Igbos. Baito are not that from below, they are not Fulani. So let us have their own states and then we can come together under a federal system. That is the beginning, that's the root of our constitution. All those who are agitating for it, many of them were not born at that time. Many of them were toddlers, including the head of state, the president. So they can't understand this thing. That is why you will never have peace until you go down to basic. Change this fraudulent constitution to a federal system where everybody will take part, will agree on how to live together. The independence constitution stipulates the condition under which we are going to live together. And that is why I have been saying consistently, if you are not going to give us the constitution you made when you say the coup in 1966, which is the independent constitution, then let us have another agreement. You can't, this constitution you have is an imposed one. If the army now said they are now going back to the barracks, they should go back to the barracks with their constitution. Return us to where they met us, or agree that make another one under which we are going to live together. That's just the simple thing. If you are going to be fair, if you want peace, if you want to be equitable, that's all.
Everybody keeps talking about this constitution. Everybody seems to be talking about the constitution. What is fundamentally wrong with the constitution as operated?
What is fundamentally wrong? This constitution, you don't hear me, it's not our own constitution. That is not the constitution we had at independence. It was the military that introduced it after they staged the coup in 1966. It is General Salam that made it and co. Somebody was saying because Rosie Wheeler was in the company, I don't, it will take time because you don't have time. Because those who don't know what is happening, they are talking about it. I am talking as somebody who took part in how we came together. That is the truth. All of that is their own gas. And I have been saying it, they have not been able to come out and say no. I have said this constitution is a fraudulent one made by the army. You say, we the people of the Federal Republic. Did we make the constitution? Is the constitution federal? They have not answered that question.
Listen, I want to take you back to the to 2023, the run-up to 2023. What we have found out is that the way a lot of people are coming, and if you look at it now, the major political parties, the APC and PDP, seem to be reluctant to zone 2023 presidency to the southeast.
Don't be confused. both parties. As for the APC, that is Buhari. As for the PDP, that is the northern element in PDP. Go and find out.
Okay, they don't seem to be.
They don't want to leave the power.
So what will you advise? How are we best going to achieve this, getting the
They
power?
rather agree or Nigeria will break. I've been saying that. I don't live in denial. All others are saying it, they're afraid to say it. Are you sure you are going to vote on that day that will no bullet behind you? Can you travel from Kaduna to Maiduguri safe? Can you travel from Lagos to Ibadan safe? Can you travel from Akure to Odo without being kidnapped? That is the state of emergency you are in. The state of flux. And yet we are being ruled by Major General in the army. Boko Haram are now having, they are so powerful, dictating to the government that, well, if you want us to stop, you must bring us tramadol, you must bring us cigarettes, asking the government to commit illegality. The government has no power. They are so powerless. Can you imagine? Criminals dictating the government of this country, headed by a Major General. And it's not ashamed. And they still have their country to come out and say, PC, they want to be another president again. It's not their fault because you people are docile.
On a final note, what will you advise the youths from the Southeast?
The youth? You people you are collaborating with him. If they take you now as a press officer to Buhari, you say, hey, Buhari is the best man in Nigeria. You are too materialistic. Freedom is never granted. Freedom is won. You have not risen up. Even you use the students and all that. They are not the students that we know. They are not the students we had during the Abacha days. How many of you have been on the street now? Since your naira has been falling. Since petrol prices have been rising.
NSAS happened.
What did they do? Have you continued?
They protested on the streets.
What did they do? They bound you down. Is that the end? Have you heard of the Arab Spring? You are not prepared to fight. You can't get your freedom easily because these people are not prepared to yield. You have to show them it's either you yield or... I have repeated this. It's either we restructure this country to federalism, everybody has own autonomy, or Nigeria will break. If they don't allow Southeast to be president on this time, that's the end of Nigeria. I'm not hiding it. How can you have peace in a country where a section of the country is being discriminated against? It's simple. And we tell you, if you want peace, let us do this. Has he responded to it? He's negotiating with criminals. He's not negotiating with those who want to leave the country and ask them, why do you want to leave now? After all, we are one. Since he came to office, when have you seen the head of state addressing the nation? Even on May Day. It's your affair. As for me, at 94, I'm only saying this for your sake. If you can't fight your cause, it's just too bad. If you allow it to continue, and you allow yourself to be tempted by the crumbs from the table.
Do you think agitation is the best response to marginalization of the Southeast?
If you don't know what to do, then you die where you are. Ordinary civil disobedience. It is people like you and your age. If you don't have to rescue yourself, you are not going to find it easy. You have got to resist. Tyranny is tyranny.